Greetings YouTube, the author Mark Simmons here, back for my 24th instalment from my readings of the Psionic Powers Trilogy. In this episode I will be reading a snippet from chapter 15 of my third novel, Raised from Darkness. In the story so far, our protagonist is badly beaten. He's in a bad way basically, and he's alone and he's lost somewhere in the bowels of the earth. This is also my last reading from the trilogy, so let me know if there's anything else you want me to read, any subject matters you want me to look into, whatever, reviews, critiques, which is the same thing. Anyway, Raised from Darkness is available on Amazon via Poe Boy Publishing. As per usual, I've not rehearsed this, so you get all of my lovely little reading difficulties. So yeah, this is an extract from chapter 15, which is called Rise. Amongst the crisscross of rubble, 2/3 of the bottom half of a bottle was stood in an upright position. It was balanced on the edge of a plank of wood. How it had not toppled over was a miracle. Yet it hadn't, and it was within reaching distance. He would have to stretch into the wreckage to recover it, though. He lay down on his side, shuffling forward on his hip, and ignoring whatever was digging through the material of his clothing. Weaving his arm through the maze of splinters, he managed to get a hold of the broken bottle. As he pulled it back towards him, he could feel that there was still liquid inside it, but he would have to tip it sideways in order to bring it closer. In doing so, some of the contents spilled onto his hand, but he soon had the bottle in his lap. A shard from the bottle cut into his digit finger as he moved the container up to his lips. Whitfield hardly noticed as he poured the liquid into his mouth. The first swallow gave him gratification beyond measure, its taste bringing a calm with it that he felt wash over him. The tension eased from his muscles and was replaced by a new strength. With his next swallow, a lump caught in the back of his throat and he retched. The small piece of glass bounced off his tonsils and clinked against his back teeth. He lost most of his second mouthful as he spat the glass out and blood spilled down his chin. His gag reflex helped him lose most of the broken bottle's content. He swallowed what was left in his mouth and lifted the bottle up to his lips again, slowly this time, as he filtered the liquid through his front teeth. The blood had done its job, to an extent. Whitfield no longer felt fatigued, but all the cuts and each of the bruises that he had picked up still hurt, and the wounds on his back were definitely still bleeding. However, he had found some new strength. He picked himself up and took a step in the direction of the Baroness. Now that fear wasn't clouding his vision, and he wasn't being hunted, he could see the corridor ahead of him more clearly. Another brazier lit up the passageway 20 metres further along, with another lighting the path another 20 metres on from that. His pathway was lit well enough. He just had to follow it. Whitfield started counting the fire pits as he passed them. His plan was to remember their amount so that if he needed to make a quick exit, he could use them as markers on how far he was from safety. It seemed like a good idea, but when he reached the mid-50s, he lost count. Fear was playing havoc with his mathematical abilities, the weight of thousands upon thousands of pounds of earth overhead coming down onto his shoulders. The stairwell had spiralled down for an age, and just like that stairwell, the corridor appeared to have no end. As he moved further along the corridor, he worried more and more about what might come up behind him. His continuous backward glances contributing to his lost count. He had lost count of how many dead had been seen, but he was sure that there were more of Foreman's men than bodies. There was no telling how many more creatures would come running after him. That ear-splitting cry must have caught their attention. And yet he had no desire to keep going. The Baroness was somewhere up ahead. The final glimpses of any sanity left in the old immortal were now gone, thanks to whatever disease or infection had been spread by Foreman's shock troops. And there was Foreman himself. How could he ever hope to defeat such an opponent? A task beyond him, even if he were at full strength. A task beyond him, even if he were at full strength, surely. What other choice did he have? If the Baroness were to get the better of Foreman, then Whitfield would still have to deal with an infected and even more deranged Elizabeth Blackmore. And what if she infected Foreman? But then, if the result were to go the other way, he would be faced with Foreman. Ideally, then they'd end up killing each other. Doubtful. There you go. The last one. The links to the Amazon UK and US internet links, are available in the body of this this video, along with my Facebook author page, my Instagram page, my Twitter page. Yeah, let me know what you think, thought, hoped, dreamed, desired. And also, yeah, let me know if you want me to do anything next, or if you want me just to shut up. I mean, you know, you're the audience. You have the final say. Well, you don't. I do. Do what I want. But yeah, if there's anything else you want me to do, write it down. Tell me your woes, world, and I'll see you soon. Hopefully. Maybe.